PSG leading the break. Gomes looking for the overlap. Alba inside. It's Messi!
Outside, it plays it inside. Great tackle, but oh, he's finished off by Xavi. It's over from him, but it's Messi. It's Iniesta! And the
After the infuriating loss to Inter Milan at the Champions League, Barcelona had huge pressure to win every one of the matches, starting off once again with Inter Milan at the sold-out Camp Nou. Unfortunately, things did not go in our way as Barcelona shared the spoils with Inter Milan. Scoreline ended as 3-3. What does this mean for Barcelona's Champions League campaign? We will be discussing about that later, but most importantly, why Xavi and the group could not win this match. What went wrong for them? Most importantly, we will discuss about that. It really hurts, it is depressing, and right now, even as I'm trying to do this review, I'm trying to keep the most straight face, just to not show myself as if I'm killed inside, even though I guess sort of it is shown, because it really hurts. And let's address about it. What went wrong for Xavi and the group in this match? Let's start off with the starting 11. Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. Our backline was Marcos Alonso, Eric Garcia, Gerard Piqué and Sergio Roberto. Midfield 3, Busquets, Pedri, Xavi, and our front 3, Lewandowski, Dembele on the left and Rafinha on the right. So starting about first half, when discussing about the first half, Barcelona started off quite decent. They were looking more effective in attack. They were looking motivated to win this match, and that kind of maintained throughout the whole match, like the motivation. It's just the effectiveness was not as much as it was in starting 5 minutes. After the starting 5 to 10 minutes, Barcelona were really being broken down from their attacks. And in this match, Xavi of course went with this play style of midfield centric, except the difference is actually that the formation was more so going like a 3-4-3 formation. Like it was rotating between the match. Like sometimes it of course used to be 4-3-3 where Marcos Alonso used to go high up top, but as well as it used to be like a 3-4-3 where they used to form a back 3 with Marcos Alonso as a left centre back. But Xavi was thinking about the same like the midfield centric play style, Pedri having the ball or Gavi having the ball and then passing towards Rafinha or Dembele. Well, in the first half, most of the feed was going towards Rafinha, and again, that issue of no balance between both wings were happening again. Rafinha had a lot of the ball in the right hand side while Sergio Roberto was providing support to him high up top. He was jumping high up top and utilizing those space which was left between the right midfield and the right wing area. Because Roberto can utilize those spaces. It's just a thing that in this match there weren't really a lot, and he was more so acting like probably a high attacking right back. He was providing support to Rafinha because it had to be. If he didn't support Rafinha would be alone. It would cause him literally to be alienated in this match. So he had to provide support to him. But when talking about Rafinha himself, let's leave that for the player analysis. Talk about the team performance first, because we will of course do player analysis to discuss about everyone individually. About the team, it's like Inter Milan really knew what they had to do. They were chilling. They knew that all they had to do was take a draw in this match. So they of course went with the 5 in the back formation, which was pretty much similar like in the first game. But in the first game, a big difference was that they were going more so with like a back 3 most of the time, and they were letting their wing backs to be more attactive and stuff. But in this one, it was just like park the bus shit, not really park the bus. It was just being very deep. All of the defenders were very deep, like a 5-back formation and stuff. And Barcelona were struggling to break through that in the first half. They were trying to play through it. They were trying even crosses to try dismantle it. It wasn't happening. And again, I just have to mention this again. Crosses with only Lewandowski inside the box, it really is not going to work. I mean, Lewandowski is good with heading and stuff. It is what it is. It is good. But it's just like, unless you provide a really, really effective cross, most of them are just going to be cleared, and that's exactly what happened. Rafinha was not able to provide any good cross towards Lewandowski, and a lot of them were getting cleared by the defenders. It really was causing problems and a lot of disruption in our plays, because while Rafinha used to give that cross, it used to get cleared, and then Inter Milan used to go for a counter attack, and we had to be on the back, and then once again build from behind. It really used to cause problems in our attacks. Also, like our midfield, I guess they weren't really creative enough in this match. I can't really blame them, because the thing is, Inter Milan provided no space for us in this sort of scenario. It's kind of like where you of course have to provide good communication, good links between your players, but as well as you want your players to have good movements, and that was not exactly happening. I think it was like Lewandowski once again. I spoke about this in the last match review as well, that Lewandowski has to be more involved in this match. I think if he plays more, like if he provides a numerical, I guess a number, if he provides a number in the middle, like while Pedri and Gavi are having the ball, if he tries to play a bit deep with them, try to link up with them, and then try to make those runs or stuff, that could maybe be tried, because it's like we're just like we were having a situation where it was like a 5 versus 3 situation, where there were like 5 players of Inter Milan in the box and just 3 players of Barcelona. Really, we weren't able to do anything. We were trying to do crosses and passes and stuff. It wasn't working. It was just getting broken out and stuff. It was really being difficult for Barcelona. But of course, one thing that really surprised me that happened was Barcelona scored early in this match, as Rafinha did a really good job. Even though he was quite ineffective throughout the match, he did this job really well. He won the ball, fought for it, got it towards the edge of the corner, like almost close to the corner side, but he gave a pass to Roberto in the middle, who was making the run. Roberto then passed it towards inside the box, where he found Dembele, and Dembele hit it, with the goal being counted for Barcelona 1-0. And that really was massive for Barcelona, because this really mattered a lot as to who would open the scoreline. Would it be Barcelona? Would it be Inter Milan? And it was, of course, Ousmane Dembele for Barcelona. And with that, Barcelona ended the half as 1-0. Barcelona, I think, had around 55% possession, and Inter Milan had 45% possession. So it wasn't really like Barcelona having domination possession. More so, it was like Barcelona were trying to attack. They could not break the lines. They got a really good, I guess, a bit luck as well in the goal, because in the right hand side where Roberto gave that pass, I don't know where the centre backs were. I don't know where Bastoni was, but it works for us. They were marking up Gavi and Dembele, so they did not follow up Dembele properly. So because of that, of course, the goal happened. And just like that, Barcelona ended the first half score being as 1-0. And of course, let's talk about the players in the first half. Let's summarize it quickly. Marc-Andre ter Stegen did a good job in first half. I think he had a lot of good saves in the first half. I think around the 5th minute itself, in the starting itself only, he had a big save from the left winger of I think it was Inter Milan, and I think his name was Asllani. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's not the striker, because the strikers for Inter Milan was Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez. So Asllani really messed up, and ter Stegen did a good save. And I think overall ter Stegen had a good game. He had to do saves where he had to, so it was all right from him. Marcos Alonso, I think, did a good job. Defensively, he was all right. Against Dumfries, sometimes he was struggling in terms of the pace. Of course, Dumfries is much quicker than Alonso, but there was a very crucial interception from Alonso, I think, in the first half. So he was doing his job as a defense player, and it was mostly like the left side was anyways being alienated. So it's all right. The Marcos Alonso did his job as in the defense, when he was forming the back three. So it was all right from Alonso. Eric Garcia was good. I think his ball distribution was good. He was, passing the ball nicely towards Pedri, sometimes switching it towards Rafinha and stuff, or Roberto and stuff. It was all right from all right / good from Eric Garcia. And Gerard Piqué, first half was all right from him. What happens more, we will talk about that later, but first half was okay from Gerard Piqué as well. Sergi Roberto, I think he did okay. I think he utilized that space for that goal really well. He made that run in that space, and of course then gave that pass towards Dembele. So really big props for Roberto about that. It worked out really well because I guess that was kind of the plan. Like Xavi wanted to go, but it wasn't really working. And yeah, it was all right from Roberto. Busquets was. I guess I compared when compared to Busquets type of level, it wasn't really that good because he wasn't able to do really good passes. I think there was an attack like where Dembele was making a really good run, and then Busquets had to like give a long ball towards Dembele. I think it could have caused a really dangerous attack, but then he just straight up gave it towards Skriniar. So yeah, really misplaced passes and not really good when compared to like Busquets level. Pedri, in terms of creativity, I think it was all right. It wasn't the best from Pedri as well. He was getting much better creative wise towards the end, but most of the first half just trying to break through, trying to go towards the flanks, passing to Rafinha and stuff. So it was all right. Like Pedri wasn't bad, but compared to like I guess if you would say like the level he showed against probably against Inter Milan in the first match against Inter Milan, I guess that was a little bit better. But in this one he was all right. Gavi was good off the ball. Like on the ball he wasn't really that good. He was recovering the ball, showing that passion. It's all right, but on the ball he wasn't really that effective, not being able to utilize the space as well. It is good that he was recovering the ball for us, which allowed us to counter attack once again, because like I said, lots of crosses were being wasted in the first half. Gavi used to win the ball for us, and then we were trying to go for the attacks again. But again, we could not break the defense, so unfortunate things. But yeah, I think off the ball he was good. On the ball, not really. Rafinha, well, other than that chance in the first goal, other than that, he was really ineffective today, and really saddening, because I thought Rafinha could be like an X factor for us. It wasn't really his game, unfortunately. Dembele, I think he was getting with chances outside the box. He was shooting and stuff, and there was a point at the first half where Barcelona, the Barcelona players Dembele, Pedri, and I think Rafinha as well were shooting outside the boxes because they weren't able to break the defense. So they were really trying their best to shoot outside the box and get a goal or something. It did not happen, unfortunately. And yeah, it was all right from Dembele in first half. Lewandowski, again, I don't know why Xavi did not try the approach to let Lewandowski be included into the play. He was sort of into the play, but not really with the way like how I thought it would be, trying to link up with Pedri and Gavi, or with the wingers as well. It really did not happen. Like, movements were required in this match because with sort of that low block play, you really want really good link-ups between your players as well as good movements, not only from your striker but your wingers as well. Your wingers also had to step up, which really did not happen. It was wingers being the creative side as well as the midfielders being the creative side. No one else really making those movements, so it really caused problems for our attacks. But yeah, Barcelona ended with the first half scoreline being as 1-0. Now second half, things just went overboard. So first of all, Inter Milan do equalize, and what a horrific blunder from an experienced 33-year-old or 30, I guess he's like, I don't even know, an experienced old ass Gerard Piqué just did that blunder. I cannot believe it. There was like, I think it came from a cross from I think it was the left back of Inter Milan, and Gerard Piqué thought everything was fine. He gave the notions towards the second that you catch the ball, it's all right. Well, you did not expect the run from Barella. Barella made a good run behind. That was a really good cross as well. Just fell towards Barella. I mean, you should have just tried to clear it out, Piqué, man. Like, what were you doing? Just clear it out. Be safe. Nothing happened like that. Barella made the run. Gavi tried to catch up to him. It was too late. Barella did a very good finish and equalized for Inter Milan. Absolute blunder from Gerard Piqué. I did not expect from such a like how do you expect that? Like, there was a guy right behind you. You really think that he was the only one? We aren't they're Barcelona. They are in Barcelona. I meant to say that the whole time. They are in Barcelona. They are not like they will allow only Robert Lewandowski to be in the box. They were having players to do those movements. They had Barella doing the movement and of course scoring the goal. It really was a blunder from him, man. Yeah, it was a really horrible start, and throughout in second half, once again, same sort of story. We weren't able to break the defense properly. In this half though, there were some changes that, of course, changes that were brought on with Xavi. I think Ansu Fati came on, Kessie came on, De Jong came on, Ferran Torres came on towards the end, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much. Oh, Balde also came on, yes. So these changes, like the starting changes that happened, like Frankie De Jong and I think Balde, those were the first two changes. And then Kessie, Ansu came on. Ansu actually came on early as well. So Ansu did all right, in the game. Like he did not bring that much change. But I guess one good change that was brought on was by Frankie De Jong. And bro, I'm just saying, like, if Frankie De Jong played in that role, which Roberto played in the first half, I think this story would be different. Frankie De Jong would actually be such a good utilization for that match. The way he was running progressively in the ball and then giving towards Pedri towards high up top near the final third and stuff, it was good. It was really good. And considering that he was actually playing like a CDM also, I think Busquets was subbed off for Frankie De Jong. So Frankie De Jong was actually playing as a CDM. So he was progressing up top and stuff, and he was doing good. He was doing great. And it really sucks, man. Like, I think he should have really been there instead of Roberto in the first half, in the right back spot. But yeah, Frankie De Jong did good stuff. He did a lot of changes and stuff. But that did not end our horrors, because, of course, another horror came. Lautaro Martinez. It was him this time. And I mean, I guess Eric Garcia would be blamed for this, because the thing was, it was one-on-one against him and Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia lunged into tackle very quickly. I think he should have stayed calm. He should have stayed in front of him and not let Lautaro shoot and stuff. It did not happen. He lunged into a tackle, failed. Lautaro had open chance, and that was quite a finish from Lautaro Martinez, making it 2-1 for Inter Milan, and really horror scene for Barcelona. It was just crazy. Like, Barcelona were having chances. It was like Pedri was getting more involved in the creative side. He was actually doing much more effective now, having some runs from Ansu Fati, try to do those runs, and those movements that were coming from Ansu, like as being like a makeshift center forward, but more so as he was a left winger, of course, but he was sometimes being as that center forward as well. And sometimes Lewandowski used to be a left winger, so there was like that rotation between Ansu and Lewandowski. It was really weird, and it did not really work that well, but it sort of included Lewandowski into the play. So yeah, but we were having some chances in this half, and towards the end things were just getting crazy, as then Lewandowski equalized, and this time the cross which came from Balde, it was absolutely brilliant. The cross went from Balde towards Lewandowski. Lewandowski first headed it up, very horrible clearance from De Vrij, and then Lewandowski got the ball again, first touch, and shot it towards the goal, and Onana couldn't save that. I think he was kind of blocked from the vision. He couldn't see where the ball was heading towards. He was just standing, and it was 2-2 for Barcelona, and it was going crazy. And just like that, Barcelona were looking all right, but then another horror, of course, had to come. And this was a result of the high line that Barcelona were playing. Barcelona were playing with a very high line. So they had literally 3 players tracking back as Inter Milan counter-attacked. And I have to say, what a ball from Onana towards, I think it was Lautaro Martinez. He gave a brilliant ball to Lautaro Martinez, and Martinez then passed. His pass as well was quite good. It just straight off went towards Gosens, who I think should have been marked by Pedri. I think Pedri was the one who was in that middle area. He should have marked Gosens, because the thing was, Franck Kessie was not fast enough to catch up to him. Gosens was completely free, shotted, and made it 3-2 for Inter Milan. Really just crushed the hopes for Barcelona. But Eric Garcia had different plans. Eric Garcia, around the 92nd minute, Eric Garcia did a madness, giving an absolute beautiful cross from deep inside, like from the defense side. Gave a cross towards Lewandowski, and Lewandowski this time finally headed towards the goal and made it 3-3. It was a crazy game. Like Barcelona and Inter Milan were going head to head with each other. Barcelona, I think, to be fair, had a lot more chances. I think like when Kessie came on, there was like a very good chance he gave a cross to Lewandowski. Lewandowski should have volleyed it, but instead he just tried to head it away, which was really bad idea because it was a really difficult position for him to head it out towards the goal. But he went for the head, Barcelona had a lot of chances actually. Like Pedri was linking up well with Ansu. There was like I think once very good link. There were some bad decisions made by Ansu and Dembele. There was an offside attack, I remember. Lewandowski gave like a cross towards Dembele. Dembele made the run towards the box. He had Ansu completely free. Instead, he became selfish, went for the shot by himself. It was offside, but imagine if that was onside. People would be screaming on that guy. There were some really bad decisions from Dembele and Ansu as well. But I think they will, especially like Ansu as well, will learn with over time. I didn't really expect that from Dembele because he is quite experienced. I think he should definitely have known. But unfortunately, Barcelona drew against Inter Milan. They tried their best, and I think in the second half they really tried they definitely had a lot of chances, but it just could not work for Barcelona. They could not finish the chances. That was the main issue, and I think it was where probably movements should have happened a bit more better, which was happening towards the end. Like towards the end, Barcelona were doing good movements. They were linking close, like Pedri, Gavi, Franck Kessie, I would say. Franck Kessie did really good as well. Like he was providing good defensive support and stuff. And also he had he was influential in this match as he came on as a sub. But that movements and stuff should have happened throughout the first half. And also one thing that should have definitely happened was Frenkie de Jong in the right back instead of Sergi Roberto. But I guess Xavi's going to learn from his mistakes. He totally, I guess, did not. But he sort of did, he did not go for that Dembele dependency. We sort of did though, to be honest. As Ansu came on, we did indeed actually give a lot of service towards Dembele, who was really 50-50 with the service. He sometimes used to be destructive, sometimes not. It was really 50-50. At the end, Barcelona drew against Inter Milan, and of course, to discuss about what's the situation for Barcelona's Champions League campaign. So it is as such. What exactly is going to happen is Barcelona have their next match against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and what they basically have to do, Barcelona from their side, is they have to win both the matches compulsorily against the big tough team Bayern Munich. They have to beat them, and they have to beat Victoria Plzen as well, which I think that should be probably the case. But they have to give their very, very best against Bayern Munich, beat them, which is very big to ask. But I guess they have to do that. That's the do or die for them. And that's not enough as well. That's the crazy part, because the crazy part is we have to depend upon Inter Milan's results as well. Inter Milan has to either lose or draw against Victoria Plzen and compulsorily lose to Bayern Munich, which might happen because, Bayern Munich is of course a very good team. They can beat Inter Milan. But the question about whether Victoria Plzen can draw against them or not, or even defeat them, I don't think so. Defeat is a question, but can they draw against them? That itself is a big question. And if none of this happens, if Barcelona beats Bayern Munich, then we can, of course, hope, I guess, for some prayers that Inter Milan loses against Victoria Plzen. You know what's the crazy part? The crazy part is Barcelona's match against Bayern Munich is actually going to happen right after Inter Milan's match gets over by Victoria Plzen. Like, as the match gets over between Inter Milan and Victoria Plzen, we will actually know whether Barcelona will progress or not. That will really say everything. That will decide everything. If Inter Milan draws against Victoria Plzen, miraculously, if they draw against them, then we have to give all of our best to beat Bayern Munich. And if we do that, then we have some hope. Of course, there is another hope that Inter Milan loses to Bayern Munich. which mostly looks like a scenario, but you never know, Inter Milan might actually win. So it's a very, very, very complicated situation for Barcelona. And to be honest, I don't want to place my hopes too high. I think Europa is calling us. Yes, Europa League is calling us. Once again, we are going to meet them for the second year in a row. Yeah, it is going to happen. I don't think so Victoria Plzen can draw against Inter Milan. And first of all, I don't even know whether we can beat Bayern Munich, especially with the squad that we got. I really don't think. It's just, I guess we can wish for the best for the league, for Copa del Rey, and I guess Europa League. Look, if in case we don't win Champions League, at least minimum I want is Barcelona to win Europa League. I don't care. Like, if you don't go group stage, it will hurt. It will definitely be the worst days for us and stuff. But Europa League has to be won with that squad. I don't care. I just don't care. It has to happen. And yeah, with that, we're just gonna end the video. It really sucks. Europa League, we are coming again. Thursday Night Football. Hope you guys enjoyed it, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys for El Clasico. Yes, the next match is the El Clasico. So I'll see you guys at that time. And I'm very scared for the Barca versus Bayern match. And also, of course, El Clasico. We, of course, should win that. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. As always, Forza Barca.